Hey everybody, Crystal Katsumi here, and welcome to the very late addition to the Pokemon Sapphire playthrough. I started playing this back in at least a year ago. That's what it says on my thing, is a year ago. And I did 2 episodes of it. And it just says a year ago, so I'm not exactly sure how long ago it was. But I only played like 2 videos of Pokemon Sapphire before people stopped watching it, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to keep playing it if nobody's watching it. So there's like 6 views on number 1 and 2 views on the second episode. So I was actually requested this by somebody who I've been chatting with off and on in Second Life. I won't go into details about all that, but he requested that I pick it up again because it's a series that it could be a long series, and like a lot of people like to see how people's playthroughs are because it's different for everybody. Because they all pick up different Pokemon, they raise them differently, they, go through the battles and stuff like that. So, in this episode, we'll be continuing where we left off. I'm hoping this is the save from before. Because I think I was on this laptop over here when I was playing the Sapphire. I didn't get my new laptop until later. Yeah, this is around the time when I got my new laptop because I played Bust a Move, and I played Commander Keen, and then 11 months ago I got the laptop because I got the new laptop from there, and then I got Slime Rancher and all that good stuff. So I did start playing Pokemon Uranium, which was like a fan-made game, but then I lost the save, I think. Did I? No. I just picked up where I left off. I got through 6 episodes of that, but apparently nobody really cared much for that. I got 4 views on the last episode of it, but he had suggested Pokemon Sapphire, so I'm going to pick up Pokemon Sapphire. So this is for you. You know who you are if you're watching this. So we're just going to go ahead and pick up where we left off. I'm gonna take this off my head a little bit because I got to sound like super loud, so... Okay, so I'm not sure, I need to put my thingy on, hang on. Okay, so I don't even remember where we were going or what we were doing, to be honest, because I just picked up this game back from, let me take this off, picked up this game from where we left off, but I don't honestly remember where I left off. So, okay, so there's a guy that I'm, haha, our eyes meet. I'll take you on with my bug Pokemon. Spaces to fast forward. That's apparently like a pause button. I don't know. Oh, okay. I don't know if I remember what the keys, so apparently Z and X and stuff like that, it's like A and B or something. Okay, Bugcatcher Rick would like to battle. Bugcatcher Rick sent out Wurmple, and if I have the my fire Pokemon, then it's gonna kill him. No, there is. I wish that my Pokemon I'm like spacing out. My 3DS broke, so I don't have it anymore. I mean, I have it, but I don't have it to play anymore. So, I just finished playing Pokemon Moon, which was really cool. But they're coming up with like what was it? Pokemon Sun and Moon XL or some shit. And I mean, I probably won't get it because I don't actually have a DS to play it on anymore. I could probably buy another DS, but they're so freaking expensive even used. I would want to have like the same exact one that I had, which was the Midnight Purple one. And you can't buy them new at the store. The only thing that they sell like at the store now is the Switch. And I don't know if I would want to get the Switch or not. I mean, I did and I don't. Like, okay, the reason why I wanted to get the Nintendo Switch was because of the possibility of like a bunch of new games coming out. I thought that Call of the Wild was really cool, or Breath of the Wild, sorry, Call of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, the Legend of Zelda game, looked really cool. But then I watched like the Game Grumps play through like the whole thing, so I basically like know what the whole game's about now. But it's like open world, and I love open world games. I was talking with a friend, and I think I might have mentioned it here before, but Pokemon is like the shit. I've always enjoyed Pokemon games, even though like towards the end, like with Moon and the one right before it, they were very like I know I've mentioned all this stuff in like every time I get to start playing Pokemon, I get into the tangent about the whole like hand holding of, you know, the player when it comes to gameplay. In the very, very old games, it was very, very difficult to get Pokemon leveled up, to get Pokemon ready for battle, and it took like a really long time for you to finish a Pokemon game. It took months. I mean, if you're really super good and you're like on it like constantly, then probably not. But for me, I mean, I didn't get to play it constantly, so whenever I got the time, I would play it, and it took me a really long time to finish the game. But with, not so much X and Y, but, well, maybe X and Y. I think it was X and Y that started it. It started, like, progressively getting that way, but, like, it finalized it in X and Y. When I was playing it, it was basically, like, they gave you no, like, freedom of choice, basically, because it handed you the flute for Latias, so you could travel on her back, her back. So that's, I mean, that's not really imperative to the storyline. Like, yes, okay, so every time you want to fly somewhere, all you have to do is call it, and it does the thing where you go on her back and stuff. So that, I mean, it's annoying because it does it every single friggin' time. Not that the whole flying sequence was bad. I mean, it was cool, but there had to have been, like, an option to where you could have failed. You know, like, if you didn't do something right, then you would have not gotten Latias. Because they've done that before in other games, where, like, okay, so if you fuck up, you're not going to get another chance to get this Pokemon. In the very first games, the Blue and Red, beating one of the legendary Pokemon meant that you beat them and you didn't have another chance to get to them. Unless you had, like, maybe a Game Shark or something, and that's how you got Mew, was through a Game Shark code. But if you, like, legitimately beat the boss, you were strong enough to beat the boss, and then you beat them, and then they're dead, they're just dead. There's no coming back from death. So, I guess I'm supposed to be here. Do I even have, like, a, no. I don't have a map or anything, so I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to be. I'm assuming this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm sorry, I don't even remember where the fuck I was supposed to be going. I'm assuming I'm supposed to be going to here. So I apologize if I'm kind of... It's been a year, folks, and I didn't, like, rewatch my old episode to find out where I was going, so... Sorry. Here's a map up here, we can figure out where we're going. Okay. So we were in Little Root Town. No, Petalburg. Okay, so where did we start at? Slateport. No. Westboro. No. Okay, so we're backtracking. Okay, so this is Little Root. This is Oldale. Can't go that way, because you need surf for that. So yeah, we were backtracking. I'm sorry. We were actually supposed to go the opposite direction instead of this way. I got all turned around. I'm sorry. So we'll go back through here, like we're supposed to. Okay, we get to see what Pokemon we get. Lotad, don't want him. I'm not like really big on water Pokemon. I just don't really care much for them. I mean, they're good against fire Pokemon, yeah, but when it comes to water Pokemon, I'd rather have like a Squirtle or like a Lapras or something, because they're a lot prettier. Lotad turns into like this Mexican frog or something. It's weird. So yeah, I don't want Lotad, and I don't want Ludicolo or whatever it turns into. I don't want Zigzagoon either. Normal type Pokemon, the uncolored ones, they don't really have much of a point, to me, because they're normal. I mean, I'm sure normal has a reason for being there, but, I'm sure it's good against something, but not in my game. Okay, so the ones that I like the most are, I like fire. I always choose fire no matter what. But you don't want like a team of all fire, because then you're gonna fuck yourself when it comes to like the Elite Four and stuff. And you need to have like type advantage against the gym leaders. So you basically have to have like a good set of Pokemon to beat these people. But my favorites are fire. I also like electricity, ice, which is not like water because it's a whole different thing. The new ones like fairy, dragon. I mean, dragon's been around since gold and silver, but they added, and dark. But they added fairy, which is relatively new. I think they added a new one. I mean, Ghost has been around, Psychic has been around, but they added like some new ones just recently. Besides Fairy, I thought there was like a different one besides Fairy that they added. I'm trying to remember what they are. Light, I think. I think Light is one now. To coincide with the dark Pokemon. So I think like Pokemon that use like energy beams and things like that are considered light Pokemon. Like I'm not even gonna try to think of the names of the Pokemon that I'm trying to think of because I don't remember what it is. So I'm not gonna assume that I know what I'm talking about. But I think Light has been added as a type now. So there's Dark and Light and Dragon and Fairy. Fairies I think are good against dragons, and there's only a couple of fairies that I like. Now Clefairy has been considered a fairy now. And Clefable, because they're basically like, there's fairy in the name. But like Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff and anything that's basically pink is considered a fairy now. And I like Sylveon, which is the Eevee evolution with the fairy. It's been like so many, like, it's not even funny. Ever since Eevee came out, and it's like the Pokemon that can take on whatever type you give it the stone of, or whatever, or status conditions, or not status conditions, but day or night. Like when it came out that in Gold and Silver, that there was a Pokemon like you got only Espeon or Umbreon, depending on what time of day you played the most when you were fighting with it. So if you played a lot in the morning, then you would get Espeon. If you played a lot at night, then you'd get Umbreon. So it just depended on how many times, how long you played during this thing. And then later on they brought out Leafeon and Glaceon, which respectively there was a stone in, there was an ice stone and there was a grass stone type thing that in a forest that if you gave it a rare candy and it evolved next to the stone, then it would turn into that particular Pokemon. So, I mean, they added those, and then they added Sylveon. But when Eevee first had the first three, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon, so many people, even myself, made like fan art of new Eons that could be possibly used as evolution. When they introduced like the Light Stone and the Dusk Stone, and they had the Ice Stone or something, and the Leaf Stone doesn't evolve it into Sunstone. They had like a Solarion or something like that. So, I mean, sometimes you can come up with some really interesting stuff. I know I've had my share of Pokemon with when it came to designing my own Pokemon, I've had my share. So I'm not previous to that kind of stuff, so I'm used to getting making fan art and whatnot. I'm gonna buy some balls. No, I want more. 3, 4, 5. Yes. Since I'm just starting out, I don't have much stuff, I don't have anything to sell. So I just basically have to beat everybody and get money from them. So that's gonna be fun. I have played the updated version of this, the Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby. I got Alpha Sapphire, and it's okay. The whole like sequences of the Kyogre, like it's kind of on the same vein as Disney taking movies that they had already and like just making them better with a remake or something. Not that I mind too terribly much, but when they get into a rut of like all the movies lately are remakes of other movies that have been out like years ago, it just gets kind of annoying. They did the Beauty and the Beast live action, and the girl who plays Hermione in the Harry Potter played Belle. And I mean, not that that was bad. I mean, she did an okay job. But when it came to just the whole aspect of it being a live action movie, they just basically, to me, it was okay. I didn't love it like I did with like Moana or anything, but I did like it. It was good. I also watched the live action Jungle Book, and that was okay, but it was weird because it was like one human and everything else was a talking animal. I mean, they did the same thing with the Chronicles of Narnia, so I can't really complain. But there's only one animal in there that talks. You know, like, essentially the one animal that talks. There was other animals, but we didn't really care about the other animals. There was just, Aslan that talked. So, I mean, that was cool, and having one talking animal is cool. Having a bunch of talking animals is weird. To me. To me, anyway. So, like, I watched it, and I thought it was okay. I didn't really say that, oh, that's like the best CGI, you know, talking animal movie ever. No, I didn't say that, but it was okay. But then I, like, read ahead, in an article to see what, like, other kind of stuff was coming out, in the near future for Disney. And apparently they have planned a live-action version of The Little Mermaid, which was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. So I certainly hope that they don't fuck it up. I'm hoping they do like they did with the Beauty and the Beast, which is they took like the same songs, same characters pretty much, and they just made them human, like real people, instead of cartoon. The Beauty and the Beast was basically almost not word for word, but so close to the original that it was okay. They didn't really change too much about it. But when it comes to the Little Mermaid, I hope they do the same thing, because I don't want them to be like taking artistic liberty and be like, oh well, you know, this is excuse me, this is like our chance to kind of like retell the story or whatever and do it like a different version or something, because there's like this actual story of the Little Mermaid is not nice, you know, like the Little Mermaids are actually supposed to be really bad creatures. They actually like, no, not that. The only way that you can, you know, trick them, you take something from them, and they are like, basically, they have to come with you because it's their object. So if you took their comb or their mirror or whatever like that, then you pretty much own them. And then they try to kill you because they want their stuff back. So yeah, I don't think Disney is gonna do that version of Little Mermaid, but I mean, mermaids have been portrayed in other movies as bad things. Actually, technically in, it was Peter Pan, they were gonna try to drown Wendy, so they portrayed those mermaids as bad mermaids. And there was another mermaid that was, in another movie? It was either like Harry Potter or, I mean, there was some kind of mer people in there, or something like that, where there was something that was, a mermaid that was portrayed as a bad creature. So, I just hope they don't mess it up. But then the other thing that they're planning on doing also is The Lion King. Live action. Now, I don't know how they're gonna pull that off, to be honest. To me, it's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. The Lion King was like, and The Lion King 2, to a lesser degree, were like two really good movies. It was just, you know, it was Hamlet in animated form with lions instead of people. So yeah, it was basically like an old Shakespeare play, you know, turned into a animated cartoon. So I need to actually save this. I'm gonna save it here, but then I'm gonna just also save it up here because, that saved it, right? That's the way. Save. 17, okay, good, it's saved. Okay, so, but that's gonna be it for this particular, episode. But yeah, Lion King, I don't see how they could do a live action Lion King. The only thing I could think of is they're going to do it kind of like the talking animals in the Jungle Book and have them just be talking to each other. That's going to be really weird to have live action animals in a non-realistic setting, because lions in Lion King, they acted somewhat like real lions, but they also didn't act like real lions, because if there was a real lion that paired up with a warthog and a meerkat, they would have been dead. So, yeah. But no, I just don't see how they could do it, like, really well, but I'm sure we'll find out, because I think it's either supposed to be the end of 2018 or the beginning of 2019, or somewhere in 2019, so we got a couple years to wait. The Little Mermaid one, I think, is sometime in 2018, so The Lion King, I think, is 2019. But so we have a time to wait, and we'll see what happens when the time comes. Or maybe we'll just, you know, have too many people say, don't do this, you know, X, no, you know, and abandon the project. But I doubt it, because they're Disney. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks to the person who requested me to do it. If you want to keep need to keep playing this, just let me know. You know how to get a hold of me. Just let me know if you want me to keep playing this when you watch this. If you go over here, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links to those are in the handles are on the front page. You can click on that or in the description of this video. If you go over here, there'll be a video that YouTube suggests that you check out. In the middle will be my face. You can click on that to go subscribe. And over here will be merchandise. You can get a t-shirt or a tote bag with my mascot on it if you're interested. And I just noticed that this thing has been off center the whole time. I'm sorry. For all those people who have OCD, you're probably all like, OCD, fix it. I didn't notice it until after I just popped this back up, so I'm sorry about that. So thanks again so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.